Hi, it's Michael, and today I'll be reviewing a digital piano. It's by Longeye, and I want to thank Longeye for sending me the piano at no cost. I'm going to go through the setup, the unboxing, the whole deal here. They're not influencing my review at all in any way whatsoever, so this will just be my opinions. But let's take a look at this. Comes in a pretty big box. One person can handle the box, but it's kind of long, and it's probably great if you have two people to help you at least get it unboxed and set up. So let's take a look here and see what we've got. So here we go, and well, the very first thing on top here is the pedals. So we actually have 3 pedals here, so that's really nice to see. A lot of the more, let's say, low-end pianos that I've seen either have no pedals or they give you 1 pedal. So this at least has a few pedals to it. This is the power adapter. Right off the bat, we've got the legs. 4 legs, of course, and these are actually metal, but they're painted so that they look like wood grain. So that's a nice touch. All right, next thing we have here is, this is headphones. So they give you a little pair of headphones so that you can listen to these in private. And the piano does have built-in speakers as well, though. So here are the headphones. I'm going to put them up here on the chair. I must say the piano is very well packaged and padded, so that's comforting as well. These are, let's see, some connecting cables. There's a screwdriver for getting everything together. And here is the actual keyboard itself, completely wrapped in plastic and bubbles. And so I'm going to get this out of here and then I'll be right back. Well, all right, I've finally got everything unpacked and hidden away inside the styrofoam in one of the small little holes was a package of screws. So it could be possibly easy to overlook those if you get this piano. And they also suggest, in order to install the legs, that you use some of the styrofoam from the packaging so that you can turn the keyboard upside down to assist in getting the legs on. So I'm going to do that right now. Got my 2 blocks of styrofoam, and I'm just going to carefully place the keyboard on that foam. Here we go. So I'm just going to attach the legs. It's no big deal. They are very easily screwed on, 4 screws each. So you just attach the legs, tighten them up with the provided screwdriver, and that'll just take you a minute or 2 to do that. It's a very simple operation. Another very easy installation is the music stand here, and all you have to do there is screw it in. The 2 screws are provided, and then there are these little loops that'll flip down here, so you can either have your music stand upright if you're actually using sheet music, or you can just flip these and flip it down if you don't need the music stand. The piano does have 2 built-in speakers. You can also use an external speaker if you want improved sound quality, or you can use headphones. And I will tell you that this piano sounds much, much better when you actually use headphones or an external speaker. So here's the back panel. There are various ports back here. The first one here is where you would connect your pedal. And the pedal, of course, has 3 pedals on it. And then the next here is the USB Midi plug. That's your USB port for connecting another MIDI device. Here is another pedal. This is for a sustain pedal, which you don't need to worry about because you've already got your pedals hooked up here. But if you had just a simple sustain pedal, you'd plug it in there. We have a audio in and out port here. So if you want to connect a external speaker to this using a mini plug, you could do that right here. Then this is a headphone jack, and there's also 2 more headphone jacks on the front panel, which I'll show you in just a moment. These don't do anything, and then this is where your power gets plugged into, so we'll just plug that in right there. Here is the control panel, and to turn the piano on, you just push the on-off button. It's going to default to the piano sound, and it's also going to default to a volume of 40. So I'm going to turn the volume down right off the bat here, and I'm going to use the volume minus button to go down to about 20. Now, since I've got my camera set up to demonstrate the different functions of the control panel, I'm also going to show you how to transpose. This does give you the ability to transpose. To do that, you're going to push the setting button, and you're going to push it second time and then a third time. And the third time gets us into the transpose mode. And so I want to transpose up. I'm going to go all the way to the maximum, which is 12. Now when I play this key, you see it's no longer way down low. It's been transposed up to a higher key. So that'll work out really well for me right now. To set to a different tone or timbre, you would push the tone button, and then you'd use the up and down arrows to get to a different number. You have 380 different tones, and they range from pianos to organs to guitars to marimbas to all sorts of percussion sounds. You'll have a lot of fun going through all those. But for right now, I'm just going to leave this on piano. Now, our next button up on the top row is called Rhythm. You would use rhythm if you are composing some music and you just want to set a rhythm for your accompaniment that you will do later. And so you'll choose your rhythm and then you'll play along with the rhythm. So basically you have 128 different rhythms. And these are all sorts of different rhythms, such as a 16-beat, a country rhythm, a ballad rhythm, Latin rhythm. There's just all sorts of rhythms. So just for the heck of it, let's just go to a Latin rhythm, and we'll use the arrow buttons, and we'll go to 128 and just see what kind of rhythm we have there. You would use the play pause button to start that rhythm playing. So that is an example of a rhythm. If you'd like to see a different example, let's just go up to rhythm number 1, and let's see what that sounds like. Going along with rhythm, we also would have tempo, so we could change the tempo of that rhythm. And so if you wanted to get your rhythm going, then push the tempo button. Right now that's 120 beats per minute. Let's move that up to a faster rhythm. If you want to stop that again, you would hit the pause button. The third button on the top row is the demo button. So this piano has tons and tons of demo songs that you can play, and you can just push the demo button, and then you can push the up and down arrows to get to different demo songs. You can also change the tempo. If you want to change to a different song, just push the demo button again to stop it, and then just go to a different demo song. A lot of fun you can have with that. So the dual button will let you push one key, but have that key play two different tones or timbres. So I'm going to push the primary tone. I'm going to change this to 246. Now, if you press and hold the button, it'll scroll through the numbers a little bit faster. That is really my only complaint with this piano, is that it is kind of tedious to get through the numbers since there are so many. It would be a lot nicer if you could have a direct entry keyboard, or at least a dial to more quickly get through to a different number. But let's try 246. So that's a marimba sound. So that's going to be our primary tone. Now I'm going to push the dual button, and now it says D-O-N. That means the dual is on. If I push that again, it'll go to off. So now that the dual is on, I'm going to use the arrow buttons to go to a different sound. And let's go to 56. All right, that's an orchestra hit sound, that second sound. I'll turn it off so you can hear the difference. Marimba, marimba with the orchestra hit sound. So that is something that you can play with. Now we'll push the dual to turn that off. Now there's a split key next. The split key lets you use the keyboard to have one tone or timbre on the lower half of the keyboard and a different tone or timbre on the upper half of the keyboard. So that is really interesting. So you could have like a guitar on the bottom part of the keyboard and then a piano on the top part, for instance. So let's push that split key. Now it says split is on. And we push it again, it'll say split is off. So you want to set your primary tone. So right now we've got that to marimba. So the marimba will be playing on the bottom half of the keyboard here. We push split, and that goes split is on. Now we're going to set our second sound. And again, use the up and down arrows. I'm going to go up to the piano sound. So there we go. So now we've got marimba down below, and up on top, we've got the piano. So you can play, that's splitting the keyboard. So we'll turn that off. Now we have a tempo button. Right now it's set to 120. Guess what? We can use the up and down arrows to change that tempo. Push the play pause button to stop that. This piano can record your composition and then play it back. It'll only record it during the session that you're in. As soon as you turn your keyboard off, it'll erase it, so you can't save it. It'll only record one song, by the way, and it will only record up to 5,000 notes. Hit the play button to play it back. You want to record over that, just hit the record button again. Hit the record to stop recording, play to play back. All right, the time has come to have someone who can really play the piano do a little demo of it. So here we go. Well, I hope that gives you just a little idea of all the creative things you can do with this digital piano. It's really, overall, it's quite nice. I think the key action is pretty good. Of course, it's not going to be as good as a more expensive piano. However, for a beginner intermediate player, I think you're going to find it quite nice. So it's really a very competent, it can do a lot of things. It can play a lot of different songs. Depending on your skill level, you can play along with different rhythms. You can change your tempo. You can transpose keys. overall, it's a very competent digital piano. And a couple things that I didn't really mention also is it does have Bluetooth, so you can actually pair your smartphone to this, and you can play your phone through the built-in speakers on the digital keyboard. And you can also hook up GarageBand on your iPhone or iPad, and you can also use the Bluetooth MIDI function to use this as a MIDI keyboard through GarageBand. So it's very powerful, does a lot of great things, and I'm sure you'll love it if you get it. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Till next time, take care.